depression, a lot changes, you can't be happy about anything anymore. Mood is of course depressed, that's where the word depression comes from. You're constantly exhausted, you're tired. But actually not sleepy, so you don't fall asleep easily, you don't have to go, it's more like that. Exhaustion with such constant tension, and many people report feeling so tense when they are depressed. If you feel as if you are constantly under pressure from an important test, then sleep disorders are typical for people. Can't fall asleep well, can't stay asleep, appetite disorders, weight often tastes several kilograms. The food is simply no longer built in, the hopelessness is the feeling from this dead end. There is no way out, and that is something that can quickly lead to dark thoughts, no matter how close it is. Even the thought of doing something to yourself is the dark companion of every depression. Suicide risk, and how do you notice it's something serious now? It's heading in the direction of depression, that's not it. Temporary condition, because many of the symptoms you just described are familiar to you. But 2 days later they went away again. There is also a time criterion, these symptoms must continue. Permanently present for at least 2 weeks, but there are also other things that allow this to be differentiated. For example, is typical for the depression of the feeling of numbness. That's a technical term, and that means that you can no longer perceive any feelings at all, so no negative ones, no sadness for example, but you feel like dead, a very tormenting feeling which the patients report of being petrified inside, then the tendency. About feelings of guilt, there is no mention of it. The employer or the partner, they are making my life hell. It's always your own fault when you're depressed. I'm a bad father, I'm a bad colleague, I do everything wrong, it's my own fault. A tendency to feel guilty is very typical of depression, and it also helps. Different from completely normal reactions to difficult life circumstances, then also mourning deep depression. It is typically the case that after sleep, the depression is more severe than before sleep, so sleep is not restful. In depression, it is even so that sleep deprivation is a treatment that is offered in clinics, including mine. Clinic, for example, was a routine offer, and the patient's "Gee, for God's sake, I can't sleep anyway, I need it. Don't sleep, I finally have to sleep deeply and then wake up refreshed, but if you can convince yourself to do it. Then it happens that at 60, a depression that has existed for months suddenly improves. In the early hours of the morning, people were asked to get up and entertainment was offered. Suddenly in the early morning you notice that breakfast tastes different for the first time in many weeks. They can smile again, hope comes back, and depression falls away.